Yeah, it's time to our second part of the meeting. For me, the best one, the table topics. So I will take my hat of Toastmasters and put another hat of table talks, master the talks of the day. And I'm gonna share my screen right here. Can you all see that? Yeah, great. Our theme of today's meeting is retell a story with emotion. Yeah, that's right. There is a phrase that I heard that people won't remember what you say. People won't remember what you do, what you did. But people will do remember what you make them feel. So to tell a story, you have to make the feelings arise in the audience, the people they're talking to. That's why I took this wheel of the hero's journey. It's a technique with that is used in today's movies, series, whatever you watch, you will encounter this wheel of the hero's journey. So to begin with, I would this table talk will be like that. You have to retell a story using some parts of this hero journey with one kind of emotion. You have to show that this emotion. It must be the whole part of your speech or in some part, but you must use this emotion and some part of hero's journey. Anyone heard about this story? I think it's a like kind of Brazilian story, like João e o Pé de Feijão, but in other countries, it's like Jack and the Beanstalk. And when Jack, or João in Brazil, took the gold chicken, he became very rich. But it wasn't always like that. His life was, and you have to use the emotion of sadness. And you have to use the hero's journey, the ordinary world, and the call to adventure. The ordinary world is almost like when the heroes doesn't receive his power. He was just an ordinary person. And the call to adventure is something like some power is calling you to make these adventures, like a mentor or some kind of guide. So you have to use sadness and the hero's journey will the ordinary world and the call to adventure. I would like first to call Ana Cristina. Would you like to be the first one to participate on the table talk?
Yes. When Jack took the golden chicken, he became very rich, but it wasn't always like that. His life was, from the beginning, very, very difficult. He used to be struggling with his parents and his many brothers and sisters. However, they were people that they had a very big treasure in life, the feeling for family and being together and fighting together and building every day a little brick of their house. And the house not meaning only their physical material house, but also the house where they would be living. Until the day Jack found the golden chicken and he thought all the problems would be solved. And then he started building kind of castles and boats, and he thought he would be being the king of the world. But he started forgetting the built brick of his family. And then he realized that the chicken, the golden chicken, could also be a trap for him falling back to something that was very basic, that remind him that poor is not someone who does not have material things, but people who does not have a good foundation as family. Back to the table topic, Master.
Great, great. His ordinary life was poor, but very meaningful because he has a family. This resonates with Rodrigo's speech. Thank you very much. And you used the sadness face that was a challenge that I put. The next one, Hansel and Gretel. Here in Brazil is something like João and Maria. Hansel and Gretel lived an ordinary life with their parents, but something was calling them to some adventure in the forest. But use the emotion angry. The hero's journey, refusal, like you refusal that proposal. No, I don't want to do this right away. And crossing the threshold. It's a technique. It's a part of the story, like when the heroes is passing the ordinary world from that supernatural world. So you have to make this story with angry emotion and with refusal and the crossing threshold. And I would like to call Patti Adams. Do you want to participate?
Sure, I'll go for it.
Take your time when you begin.
I'm ready. Hansel and Gretel. What an ordinary life they had, but not so ordinary. Have you ever known someone that didn't want to stay at home? They wanted to leave because they were getting abused. It wasn't the happy home where you get toys and you have mommy and daddy putting you on the lap, making sure that you're taken care of. It wasn't a home to where they were fed on a regular basis. Instead, they were beat, they were bruised, and they were battered. Those type of things in life make me angry, extremely angry. And you know what? It should make you angry also, because people deserve better. I don't care what country you live in. If you cannot take care of those children or those grandchildren, I suggest you give them away. Let someone love them, because there are so many people who cannot have children. I am so happy that Hansel and Gretel left their home, because they were searching for a better life as they crossed that threshold. A life to where they could have peace and joy and happiness and just be loved by someone. You may not have a lot of money. There may be little that you can give, but what does love cost you? Love costs nothing. Love costs everything that you have within that you could give to another person. I feel love today when I came to this Toastmasters meeting. I didn't experience anger. I didn't encompass all those other emotions. What I felt was love. And I'm so grateful that Hansel and Gretel has now experienced love in their new home when they crossed that threshold. Back to you, Mr. Table Topic Master.
I was feeling the anger. Really, really good. If you don't want kids, just don't have it. Sorry, I'm gonna share here. Let's patch to the another one. Is it working? Oh, here. The three little pigs. There was three little pigs when they thought about building their homes, but they wait until someone appeared. And emotion, happiness. Show your emotion of happiness. In the hero's journey, the mentor or allies, and tasks and enemies. when you are watching a movie, when the heroes find a mentor and allies, and then he finds a test, bigger test, and enemies. So in this story, you have to show your happiness and make some allies or enemies and make them pass your tests and found enemies. And I would like to ask Renata, you are timer, right? Can I put your, I can take your time if you want to participate.
Yeah, can you share your screen and leave the screen for me?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Can I go?
Just a moment. Yes.
Okay. There was three little pigs, and they thought about building their homes. They wait until someone appear and show them new ways to do their jobs. Yeah. The way to leave them going through the journey, and then appears a man who was bringing more happiness to them in order to avoid to fight with the enemy. They started to be better in the life, and then they started not more fighting to survive, but they decided to be more happy and free. And in the end of this history, with their journey, they found together a wolf that instead of show fear to them, the wolf show more love, because the wolf was very happy to find the three little pigs and no more find them alone. And then the end of this story, the three little pigs and the wolf lived as friends.
Thank you very much, Renata. It was a good story about this happiness, like ending encounter. Now let's move to another little story. We have the three little pigs, and now you're gonna have the ugly duckling. Who ever heard about this story, the ugly duckling? The ugly duck was so different from his siblings. He was discriminated, and anybody likes to play with him. But that was just the beginning. With the emotions of fear in the hero's journey, ordeal and reward. Ordeal is most, how can I say, the most challenged situation. In a reward, of course, when you surpass that big challenge, you win a reward, a reward. To this task, I would like to call Minami. You want to participate in our table talks?
Okay, thank you. Oh, the ugly duck was so different from his siblings. He was discriminated, and anybody likes to play with him, but that was just the beginning. He was so afraid that because they knew that he was very different from others, so he felt fear because he may be abused by anyone. In this world, there are many discriminations and hate speech for different person. And I can hear many words in some area because there are very different religions and culture and races. So the ugly duck also very feel fear about the discrimination around. So, but he is himself, he cannot change his ugly feature. So he tried to do anything in a challenging situation. And he tried to be confident himself in the world. But his siblings were so kind and tried to play with him. It is there are a lot, encompass a lot of love in the world. He knew and he understands there are a lot of us, lot of love in this world because there are a lot of differences between us. So his encouragement, his courage makes him stronger. And in the end, he was loved by everyone because he is different from others. Thank you.
Thank you, Mina. And that was a big reward that he won, even if the ugly duckling was so terrifying with her siblings about his appearance. Let's move to the another one, the Pass and Boots. This little cat, but skillful cat. Be careful with it. This cat overcame every task, fear, and enemies that appear in his way. But the greatest challenge was about to begin. With a reward in the end, with an emotion of surprise, and using the hero's journey, ordeal, and reward, as well as we use in the past slides. Use surprise and ordeal, reward. I'm gonna call Rosaura. Rosaura, are you willing to take this challenge? Rosaura, are you here?
Sorry, I'm here.
You want to take this challenge? I hope so. So take your time.
Overcame
You are ready.
every test, fears and enemies that appears in his way, but the greatest challenging was about to begin with a reward in the end. He liked to travel and he liked to explore the world and find new adventures. So every time he visit a new place, he find some kind of ordeals that he had to deal with, places where to stay, where to eat, some unexpected things, but he also find beautiful landscaping and met beautiful people, and always was encountering a lot of surprises. And that made very rewarding, one surprise after another, a beautiful sunset, a beautiful lake, new friends that he made along the way. So that made his journey very rewarding. Besides any small ordeals that he encountered, he was always finding, oh my God, you know, such a new thing in my life is a new, beautiful day. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Rosario. This encompasses a great story. You have the ordeal and the great reward. Even this small animal, this little cat, but tricky cat. Thank you very much for your participation. Let's move on to another. The Red Biden. Who this story is about a little girl who kills the evil wolf that was to torment his grandmother. And going back to her village, she learned new skills and tell everybody emotion, happiness, show your happiness about the hero's journey. Back to the road in atonement. Back to the road, it's something like when you accomplish a task, a mission, you get back to the place you were belonged. And atonement is something like what do you learn about this journey that you passed? What do you the skills, the emotions, what do you learn about this journey that you take? So I would like to call, let's make another volunteer. Maikawa, do you want to participate in our today's table talk meeting? Table talk? Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. The story about Little Red Riding Hood is a very common story for children in Japan. When I was a young mother, I would read this story at their bedsides until they went into the sleep. The story in Japan is a little bit different. The girl herself did not kill the wolf, but the hunter killed the wolf and saved everybody inside of the wolf, including the girl and grandmother. However, the concept of the story is compassed with happiness. The ending is a happy ending. I and also my children loved the happy ending stories. We tend to remember only the happy ending, but not the process. The process of the story, including this story itself, is have a very hard time. But throughout the story, people learn to solve the problem with cooperation. That is one thing we can remember. When the ending is a very sad ending, we are so discouraged and try to forget. I myself like to forget unhappy things, but I like to remember happy things. So this story is one of these great stories with happiness. And this happiness reminds me of another happy time as a young mother encompassed with great family, including the 3 children. And now my 3 children are parents. And so they are encompassed with their loved families. So this is a very, very happy story I like. Thank you very much. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Maikawa, to share this personal story and a little bit about your past. Was amazing, and using this so much, the word of the day was really, really amazing. Renata, do you have time to another table talks, or have you finished with? No? The president says it's over. Let's pass to the evaluations about our timer. Is gonna tell us about the table talks time and the speeches. Renata, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Eduardo. So we did a great job. Yeah, so the table topics was a challenging situation and was great. Ana Cristina did in 1 minute and 29 seconds. Great. Pat Adams, 1 minute and 41 seconds. Renata, me, 1 minute and 40 seconds. Thank you, Eduardo, for being the timer. Minami, 2 minutes and 1 second. Well, Rosaura, 15.8 seconds. and Maikawa, 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Okay, and regarding the speakers, the speeches that we had, the first one, Maurici, did in 7 minutes and 31 seconds. Okay, Maurice. And Arthur, as evaluator, 2 minutes and 58 seconds. Great job. The second speaker, Rodrigo Ramos, did in 6 minutes and 52 seconds. Great job, Rodrigo. And evaluator, Marcia, did in 3 minutes and 11 seconds. The third one, Carlos Ascioli, did in 7 minutes and 42 seconds. And the evaluator, Mateo Silveira, 3 minutes and 16 seconds. Great job, guys.
Thank you very much, Renata, for your report. And now let's move to another report of the table talks evaluator. He's gonna evaluate all the organization of the table talks that I did, and the members and the guests that did the table talks, how they went, and something like that, something like this, their performance. I would like to introduce Luis Escribano.
Thank you, Eduardo. And let me start. Let me start with you. Okay. First of all, I would like to congratulate you. Why? Because of the preparation of this table topic session. At the beginning, I was thinking, it would be hard because he chose a difficult topic about the hero's journey. He presented us a lot of information about the journey, the different stages. The context had a lot of information. And that's a challenge when we want to present a lot of information to propose a dynamics. But you did just right. You had a great performance. And again, I would like to reinforce that I congratulate you. I would like to congratulate you for preparing such a table topic session. Okay. Just to add a tip for you, perhaps instead of working or spending too much time on explaining each question, try to add a comment after the speaker. Okay, just as a challenge for you to work on not something that was prepared, because you prepared each question, but try to catch up an idea, try to catch an idea or a comment out of each speech and link it to the topic. This is not a critic. This is to raise your bar. Okay, so you go forward. This is not a critic. This is for you to go forward, to challenge you. Okay, for the speakers, I'm surprised and glad that I can give this feedback to every speaker. The narratives were all answers were well constructed. No one got stuck in a sentence. Kind of, okay, what am I going to say next? No, everyone started and went till the end, almost flawless. That's amazing. I really thought, because of the topic, I mean, the hero's journey, the question that Eduardo presented, different stories, different stages of the journey, and linking that to an emotion. And again, there were a lot of pieces. Have so many pieces of information to process and to answer the question, but everyone did just fine. I mean, everyone performed perfectly. Now to provide a quick feedback for everyone, Ana Cristina went straight to the point. Your face communicating your feeling probably was the most outstanding point. Patti, you made me feel angry. Great, congratulations. She was acting. She was sometimes, or quite often, speaking of this is about acting. Feel it and then say it. Your message will be extremely effective. Renata, nice, your first time, now probably not your first time participating in a table topics, because I saw you in different clubs, but now as a timer, now assuming that first time responsibility, your narrative was fine, just relax. My piece of advice for you, relax and enjoy, have fun, that's it, start by that, okay? Minami, the fear, the story, again, the ugly duck, I love the ending. Rosaura, surprise. Well, I wrote one question. Again, feel the emotion, let the emotion take over you, and then your gestures, your voice tone, the words will follow. But leave it, feel it, okay? Rosaura and Tomoko, happiness. I want to meet your kids because you really, yeah, your 3 kids, because you really, your happiness is strongly linked to your children, to your 3 children. Your confidence is outstanding. And the way you tell your answer, it was just charming. Okay, so this is my feedback back to you, Mr. Toastmasters.